This part of the country may be famous for its fertile soil, but we've always been really inventive when it's come to creating new techniques for growing our crops. Well, this week, Rob Setchell has been finding out about soilless growing.
The world is a hungry place. In fact, it's reckoned we'll need to double the amount we grow in the next 50 years if we're to feed everyone. And the key to being more efficient could be to forget about that most basic thing, the soil. Norfolk and Suffolk are leading the way in soilless growing. It's being trialled nearby at Easton and Otley Agricultural College. Called Aeroponics, it uses air rather than water. This version's been invented by Jason Hawkins-Rowe, who's from Suffolk.
So this looks interesting. What have we got here?
It's a vertical soilless growing system. It works by holding the plants with the roots presented to a nutrient mist, where we spray the roots for 10 seconds every 20 minutes. And that gives the plant all the water and nutrient it needs, but it also allows the root to absorb a lot of oxygen, so we're getting lots and lots of yield and lots of fast growth coming from the plant.
The most striking thing, obviously, is that the plant's growing sideways. Does the plant mind that it's growing sideways?
Not particularly, no. Plants tend to come out this way to start with, and then they're going to go straight up towards the light as they normally would.
And where are we seeing this system being used already?
Oh, we're using it in trials for supermarkets to grow herbs. We're getting it in farm shops and pick your own areas.
And we could see that idea taken even further, couldn't we? We could see supermarkets really innovating with how people shop with these things.
Yeah, there's some really interesting stuff happening where we're putting these live units into a shop so that the shoppers can harvest off the front of the tube. So you're getting super fresh herbs. The consumers love it because they're getting absolutely fresh. The supermarket loves it because they're not having to pay picking and packing, but there's no wastage. So anything that's not picked off of here will just carry on growing rather than being thrown away after 2 days on the shelf.
So watch out for this in your local supermarket. The great thing about Jason's system is that it only requires a fraction of the water compared to traditional methods. And that could be hugely important in helping people grow more food in some of the world's toughest environments. Tristan Eagling is an expert in soilless growing.
You're not restricted by where you can grow. You can effectively put an aeroponics plant anywhere, and this is particularly relevant in places like deserts or places where soil's been degraded due to over-farming or climate change. And I've even spoken to some companies who are looking to use these kind of systems in places like Alaska or the North Pole, where they need to have food systems, but you can't obviously use what nature provides in those places.
Aponic has designed and developed a vertical modular growing system that enables you to grow fruit and vegetable crops both domestically and commercially using 90% less water than when compared with traditional methods, saving space, energy, climate damage and making it possible for enough food to be grown by everybody all year round. There's a finite amount of water on the planet, and with the population boom the amount of water per head is rapidly declining. Something has to be done to balance the books in terms of energy, water and efficiency of the growing process, and our method saves 90% of the water used for growing fruit and vegetables so that the water can be used elsewhere in the growing cycle. Aponic has created a sustainable, practical and enjoyable way for everyone to ease the pressure on the environment by providing them with the means to grow organic, clean, fresh fruit and veg.